Hello, welcome to my channel. I have a few updates for you here. Let's first talk about the weather. Oh my goodness. Everybody loves to talk about the weather in Minnesota, and the reason why we do is because it's crazy all the time. It's like one of those factors that we deal with all the time, and so we talk about the weather. But April has been terrible, terrible, terrible. So it actually got nice yesterday, Saturday, and I got out and did my first road ride on the all road, the 4130 all road. That's the state drop bar bike that I have. And I put the 700C wheels on it and the smoother tires and went and rode with a group of road riders, and it was fun. I'm really impressed with that bike. I did a little tweaking on the shifting because it wasn't shifting quite right, and I got it just right. And man, it shifts like flawless. And I'm like, this isn't even like SRAM or Shimano or Campy or anything like that. It is the state branded derailleur and shifter and cassette and all this stuff. It's even a state branded crankset, and I really like that. And I was just impressed. It was just like boom, 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 shifted exactly how I wanted to. It just took me to get the alignment just right. Yeah, really impressed with that bike. It rode really good. It was comfortable. I do have a wider bar I want to put on it. It's still got the narrower bars. I actually have the bars here, but I just haven't installed them yet. That'll make it just that much better. But I'm really excited about this bike, especially for the money, and it's upgradable, so I'll probably just keep it and ride it and gradually upgrade it. I wasn't even sure if I was going to keep the bike. I was kind of like, I'm going to order it, test it, put it on my channel, but I'm keeping it. It's a sweet bike. So yeah, very impressed. So I did get out yesterday. I'm actually going to go out here in another hour or so and do another road ride with some friends on it. So that's cool. So we got this weekend, but then we have crappy weather coming in throughout the week and into next weekend, and it's going to get cold and rainy and just crappy for literally like 5 to 7 days. So April is turning out to just be a terrible spring month. But we'll get through it. The trails aren't going to open up for a while. I'm going to just anticipate they're going to be late April. We did have a few years ago, they opened on like April 29th or something like that. So that's why you're not seeing the content. That's why I'm not able to do this oval chainring test, things like that. So, but I will soon. As soon as the trails open up, as soon as the weather cooperates. Might be going into early May, who knows, right? But I haven't even gone up to my property. I was planning on moving my trailer onto my lot. I haven't done any of that, so I'll be delaying that. So it'll happen. It's just going to be a little longer than usual. So another thing, yesterday was the fundraiser for the new BMX Hall of Fame, and it's pretty cool. A friend of mine, Jason, has been involved with promoting it and working on it. The track up in Santee is it's called Rum River BMX, is an indoor BMX track, and they're going to dedicate a wall to the BMX Hall of Fame, but they're doing racing and freestyle, and I went to the event, and it was pretty cool. It was nice to see friends, nice to be unmasked and seeing people face to face, things like that. Kind of glad the pandemic's I'm not going to say over. I'm not going to get that optimistic, but at least we have this window to be normal, and hopefully the future stays this way. But yeah, here's some clips. I did film some of the bikes that were there because there were some cool bikes on display. And then there's a short little clip of the meeting. I didn't record the whole meeting. I don't know who wants to sit through that on YouTube, but just a short little clip so you can kind of see what was going on. But it was super cool. All different generations of riders from the 70s, 80s. I was mostly an 80s rider when I started BMX, but I stuck with it through the 90s. That's kind of the mid-school, 90s, early 2000s. And then even the people that you've seen videos of me riding the airbag with Dustin and Kenny and those guys. They are the more kind of, I wouldn't say new school, but they're kind of like that generation right before the current riders. But they're still riding. They're still pretty young. They're still getting pretty rad on their bikes. Kenny was jumping some big gaps at the racetrack yesterday. So yeah, they're fun to watch. They were there, so I mean, we covered all generations, and then even the younger racers and racer kids were there. So it was really cool to see all these generations of history of BMX in Minnesota. So here's those clips, and then we'll talk about some more stuff. Cool stuff. There's a classic. Wow. All these Robinsons are from the 90s. Oh, this Torker though. Wow.
He must have No. Like that, it wasn't like he got traded.
Kenny. So this is the guy that came up with the name for my channel.
Oh, hey.
This is probably one of the funniest frames to ever come out.
What's it called, Chad?
The scale.
HAF? Look at the head tube on it.
This is so S&M though. Another PK Ripper. There's a 16-inch DG pit bike. Didn't even know DG made 16-inch bikes. Huh. Wow. Those, I don't know, I think those might have been heavier than those. Those things were really heavy. Like, look at that top tube. This quad angle is really cool. A couple of standards from the 90s. Look at how beefy the dropouts is. Redline RL22. Nice. Okay, there you have it. Some cool bikes. Old PK Rippers, old Diamondback. There was even a Redline MX3. Cool stuff. Even a couple of old standards from the 90s. Some of the OG standards. Was the STA. My STA is from like 2016, so it's much lighter and less beefy. But if you look at the original STA, the dropouts are just huge. Pretty wild. But yeah, that was the event. It was a lot of fun. Okay, let's talk about the intro to this video, because I pan the camera through the frame that I just got. And yes, it's a DWA. I'm super stoked about this frame. It's a small company. I'll put a link in the description to their website. They are made in the USA. So I ordered one up a little while ago. I just got it. And I'm super stoked about it. It's gonna replace my standard STA. And the reason why I'm doing this is this DWA is a little bit longer chainstay, a little bit longer top tube. It's going to be easier for me to transition from my bigger bikes to this bike. If I only rode a BMX bike, my STA would be perfect sizing. But because I ride like the 22-inch and I ride my 26-inch DJ bike and I ride my mountain bikes and everything. Whenever I get on my STA, it just feels way sketchy and small and whatever. And it's just, so I'm getting a little bit bigger frame, hoping that that will help extend my love for the 20-inch, because I love riding my 20-inch BMX bike. And it's one of those things that I don't know if I'll ever want to not have a 20-inch in my stable. So I'll be building that up soon, and I'll show you the finished product. I did have to order some parts for it, but once that's all here, I'll build it up probably this week, because I talked about the weather, and the weather's going to be crap. So I'll be down in my shop doing some work. Switching the handlebars on my all-road, I can do that. I can build my BMX bike and just get stuff ready for when the weather turns around. Cool. All right. There you have it. Spring is kind of trying to be here. So more content to come. I know that people are probably waiting on this oval chainring compared to the round, and what my thoughts are on that. I'll get to that once I can, right? So I really do appreciate your support for my channel. Please like and subscribe. Peace.